Hello and welcome to KennyRoy.com. I'm Kenny Roy. This is the Ask Videomail for the week of September 29th, 2014. Welcome to the site to you new members, and welcome back to the old members. I mean it. The Ask Videomail is your chance to get your question, character animation, or performance answered in a video just like this one, but I need your question if I'm going to answer it, right? Yes! So please send your questions to webmaster@kennyroy.com. Let me adjust my little popper stopper. There we go. You can't see it. I go through all the questions I receive, and I answer the ones that I think will help the most people. It is the best way to get the most out of the site. There's no such thing as a stupid question. Believe me, if there was, I would have asked it already. And oh boy, I've asked a lot of questions. So don't be afraid. Send it in. I'll give you 2 free days every single question you send in. That deal is never going away. I want to encourage you guys to be thinking critically about your animation workflows and asking the right questions. So go ahead and send those in. Make it happen. I am so stoked. There are crazy things happening for the studio and for me. I will announce things as I am able. Of course, can't tell you about anything I can't tell you about, but just stay tuned. Very, very exciting stuff. Definitely going to CTN. You should probably start thinking about buying your tickets to CTN, getting out here for the biggest animator convention that there is in the world. Everyone's going to be there, man. Everyone's going to be there. And if you do go, walk right up to me and say, "Yo, Kenny, what's going on?" And I will respond in kind. I want to be super approachable. You know what really boils my goose is when I see like somebody post on Facebook like, "Oh, I saw you, Kenny, but you looked like you were busy, or you looked like you were going somewhere, or whatever." No. I'm never busy. I'm never going anywhere. I'm there to meet you. I'm there to hang out. I'm there to talk animation, talk shop. Shoot the breeze. Please just walk right up and say hello. Okay, make it happen. I'm looking forward to meeting a lot of you guys there. This week's question is Goody. This guy's been sending in a lot of good questions. You should do the same. Check it out. Cool. So this point was actually made in the advanced workflow lecture. I've also been giving out the simplified workflow checklist. It's just my workflow checklist. It doesn't have to be your workflow checklist. Nicole Bloom was nice enough to add the Adobe Acrobat check boxes that you can use if you want to use it. And here's what it looks like if you want to see. And as I explained in that lecture, this isn't really how I am like working. This is not like the order of things, but it is things that I'm thinking about. I answered this question this week because I want to kind of update the inner monologue as a timing tool trick in regards to animating with tempo. I am pretty much dead set on either doing a book about animating with tempo, pitching it to my publisher, Focal Press, and or maybe Pearson. I don't know, because I got 2 different publishers for my 3 different books. So we'll see. We'll see what's what with that. In terms of animating with tempo, I'm just really hot to trot to get this out there. And so I'm also thinking about making animating with tempo sort of the ground up education model for an animation MOOC, Massive Online Open Course. And that would be a free animation course, like an actual curriculum that replaces your first year of animation school. And I would get started on that probably in early 2015 and do that and release that like maybe in the summer or something like that. But animating with tempo would be a major part of that. So I wanted to update the inner monologue as a timing tool because I do still think that is a great way to get timing choices for for performance work. Animating with tempo, since I did just get back from the Czech Republic where I was giving a creatures course, animating with tempo has a lot to do. I mean, it's very easy to apply to physical work, very, very physical work where things are kind of like moving and crashing into each other, and tempo makes a lot of sense. For performance work, it's a little bit different. So I kind of wanted to update that. What inner monologuing as a timing tool means. Let me just zoom in on it here, and you can see. Oops. Well, it says here, if you're having trouble timing the blocking, record a piece of inner monologue and use that sound file in Maya. So the point of tempo is to get to those choices, those high-level choices, those really kind of important choices that are going to give you interesting timing, like really inventive spacing, a very dynamic shot as fast as possible, and you can almost fill in. It's like a coloring book. You can like fill in the poses after that. What inner monologue as the timing tool says is that if you're having trouble blocking a performance piece, that a piece of inner monologue can kind of guide you through the beats of those character arcs, those moments when like a new thought is had, or even like if it's not like a very stark character arc, it can give you just a few like harbors in the storm in terms of like, you know, going from one soupy pose to the next. So inner monologue as a timing tool actually works very well hand in hand with animating with tempo. So the update I kind of want to give to it is this. Just like in animating with tempo, you don't want to have a character rig bogging you down, where like, you know, even to get the most rudimentary pose with a character that has 200 controls, you're going to have to touch at least 30 of them, and, you know, just like bend and get everything kind of in place. And then what do you have? You have like a pose in the middle of space with no timing or spacing, you know, added to it. Is that really what's going to speak to an audience? No, I don't think so. But just as in physical work, you don't want to be faffing around with the rig. It's the same with performance work. And animating with tempo, working with inner monologue, should still carry those same elements forward. So this is what I propose. You hone in on the most important parts, the most important moving parts of a performance shot, and use animating with tempo along with inner monologue as a timing tool to make that work. So let me give an example, again, sort of a recap. If you haven't seen any of the workflow lectures, go into the store right now and check them out. They're very, even if my workflow has changed in the past like 18 months, they're still great for showing how to organize and stick to a workflow. But at any rate, so let's give a quick example, a little recap on inner monologue as a timing tool. If somebody is, let's say they're entering a room and the direction is they're looking for somebody and they're not there, and they walk out, okay? If you're trying to make those performance choices, then, I mean, there's infinite performance choices, right? Yes. But how do you hone in on the blocking for that character arc? How excited are they to see this person when they open the door? How disappointed are they that the person is not there? Or is this not the last place that they're going to look, right? There's so many different choices for the exact same performance, right? So for instance, if they are very excited, they're going to bust through the door, right? And look around excitedly. If this is like one of like 10 places where that person could be, like if their mom said, hey, guess what? Your father's home early from his business trip, and the first thing the kid does is bust into like the living room, looks around, the kid's going to think, well, maybe he's in the kitchen. So they're going to look around and, oh, he's not here, and then they're just going to go, right? But if this is the last place they're going to look, they've been to every single room in the house, and they open up the last room and they look, it's going to be very, very different performance that the dad's not there. It's going to be confusion and a little bit of kind of like wondering why they were told this. So maybe even a little bit of betrayal, sadness. All these things are going to start piling on. Okay, when you have that detailed performance, when you have all the details, I should say, behind what is going on, what's going through their head, it's easy to time that using inner monologue. All right? So actually have your character say these things to themselves. So, oh boy, dad's home. Is he over there? Is he over there? Wait a second. He's not here. And Mom said he was. Why would she say that? Okay? So that was just one timing choice, but let's go with it. Okay? Opens up the door. Oh my God, Dad's here. Dad's here. Wait a second. He's not here. But Mom said he was. Why would she say that? Now, exact same thing without that. So I would say the tip in the workflow lecture is to record that. Put it on your Maya timeline, and basically your timing's done. But here's the exact same thing with that just playing in my head as inner monologue and using it to move my body and move my head. Wait, he's not here. I'm moving it slow because that's the timing of what I'm saying, right? And then a pause. Why would she say that? Why would she say that, right? You watch my head. All right, so here's the same performance. Right? Same performance, just with the inner monologue playing in my head and using like the inflections, the up and the downs, the energy, the inflection, the tone, everything mixing together and pumping and pushing the energy into and out of me, my character rig. Okay, so that's a recap of using inner monologue as a timing tool. Be very surprised how quickly you can get to some pretty interesting timing choices if you're very open to the kind of like energy that you're getting in that inner monologue. Definitely record it, throw it into your timeline, and your supervisors will be just astounded how you're able to get like so much variety into what seems like a very, easy character, or, not easy, but like subtle character arc. And also the advice to always over animate it and then tone it down applies here. It severely applies. So the way that I want you to just start thinking about this is to apply tempo to this exact same thing. Whereas with tempo, what you're trying to do is reduce the amount of posing you're doing. Use a helper object, or if you absolutely must, maybe it's a close-up. I mean, you can only see the chest, neck, and head, and that's fine because that's very, very, very little. Don't even animate the arms. Put them down and whatever. Identify what are going to be the most impactful, the most important moving parts of that character rig, and then apply tempo to that. So in this scene, like the door opening, then my arm like going like this, that's not important at all. It's really just like chest, neck, and head. And you'd apply tempo to things like how fast is the head moving back and forth on that shake of the head when I say like, why would she say he's here? Right? I'm saying that to myself, that's inner monologue, but outwardly my head is shaking. You can have 10 different versions of that as a performance choice in 10 seconds. About 2 minutes. You can have 10 different versions, though. Like if you're using like the dope sheet and you're keying with stepped, you can have 10 different versions of the timing and spacing of that in no time at all, and then just pick the best one. All right. So using inner monologue as a timing tool to get those beats, and then choosing the most important moving parts, like the head on that kind of disbelief shake. Why would she say he's here? Why would she say that? right? You can get so many iterations. I've said it before, I'll say it again. The best animators in the world, they don't just like make one choice and then just place their, feet one perfect step in front of another and then get to that timing, get to that finished piece. They are constantly editing. They are editing. That's how you get to it. Okay? So anyway, to summarize and to wrap up here, Inner Monologue is a timing tool. It still very much applies. It's a great way to get like a leg up on your timing of your subtle performance pieces, but add tempo to it. Make a concerted effort to reduce the amount of like technical posing you're doing as early on as possible, and make it just about timing and spacing. Filling in later when you have to with the poses. You almost get them for free. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, after you check out the workflow lectures, check out Animating with Tempo. I think there's 2 parts to it already. And Super Physical Helpers is also a good lecture to start looking at. Okay? I appreciate you guys checking this out. I'm having a lot of fun. Hope you are too. Good luck with your animation. I'm Kenny Roy. As always, rock on.